Here at Mariemont High School, it is MariemontSports.com. I'm Greg Waddell, and we are here with the golf coach for Mariemont High School, Darrell Calloway. And Coach, first off, before we even get started with the season, I'm sure you've never heard this before, but you got the perfect name for a golf coach in Calloway.
Yeah, and I play Titleist irons and drivers, but hey,
We need to get a hold of somebody at Callaway. It's going to sponsor you.
That's right. If they sponsor me, I'll go. I'll go with the program.
There we go, a little bit of a free plug there. So, Darrell, let's talk a little bit about the season. And we were chatting before we started here about just the rainiest that we've had this year. It's been such a wet, weird fall for you, and that's got to make it tough on the scheduling and getting the guys out there regularly.
Yeah, we've had about 5 matches that were rained out or canceled, and some we didn't even have rain. We had thunder and lightning in the area, and every time there's a lightning, it's a 20-minute wait,
Right.
and it starts all over again. So every time, so we've had to postpone about 5 matches.
With the courses then being saturated as well, when you do get them in, I'm sure the courses, I know the guys work hard on all the different courses around town though, but it's got to make it a little bit challenging too.
It's very challenging, and there are several courses in the area that have almost been decimated by the rain. And actually, because we had a match moved from Bellwood to Sharon, and as it turns out, Sharon wasn't much better.
Wow.
You know, had some problem with several of the greens at Sharon.
So when that happens, I mean, that's not things that you can practice for, but everybody has to play through the same thing though. The elements are the same.
We're all on the same course, so, you know, you deal with it.
You just make the adjustments as they come. So let's talk a little bit about the season. You come in, and we are recording this a day before the district. So you had sectionals about a week ago. And I understand, well, first off, leading up to the sectionals, how was the season for all the guys and the way that they were playing?
Well, we had one of our young men had an injury, and so he joined us about a month ago. And he's one of our top 4 golfers, so it was a big lift. We lost several matches early without him, and he came back, and you know, I think one of the highlights of this year was that we beat Wyoming, we've beat Indian Hill, and I mean, we really have a good, solid team.
So then that gets you ready for, obviously, the postseason is what all the teams are going for. That's the main. Sectionals last week, you placed 4th out of that, so that's enough to advance you onto the districts. But I understand, too, that not only was the weather a factor, but some of the players were under the weather, too.
We had several of our members that were sick. The course was sick. It was pretty sloppy wet. It was not good from a health standpoint. The course was not healthy, and you know, and we placed 4th, but we did not play well. And you know, it was a lot to ask for kids because we had a couple that didn't even come to school the day before. So I mean, they really were sick, and you know, we really have a great opportunity to come out of the districts here.
So now the districts, again, at the time of this recording, it's the day before. So Wednesday will be the districts. You're playing it at Glenview. So, you know, looking back, did you have any chance to play Glen? Yeah, you played Glenview a couple of times this year.
Played it several times this year, and our kids play Glenview pretty well. So, you know, like I said, we have a very good chance of coming out of the districts. If the kids play up to their potential, we can do it.
So now, and explain for those maybe watching how golf works, because it could be a team sport, and it can also be an individual sport too. So how does that work for the team moving on, and then maybe individual players?
Yeah, the team has to be the top 4 teams to move on.
Okay.
If the low scorers can move on as individuals as well. So there's kind of a double incentive, you know, but you know, we're approaching as a team first. The low score would take care of itself.
And tell me about a few of the players. I know Jack Neville, I see he's your low score guy coming in.
Jack is the lowest scorer on our team. Andrew Getchy has had a very good season. Tom Bugert, who was hurt at the beginning of the season, he's starting to get into golf shape, and he's coming around. And the bright spot with him is he's a freshman. So,
oh, wow.
And so, you know, we get several years out of him, and he's just going to get better. Max Northrup is also he's having a good year, and you know, the other 2 members is Ben Chelino, Ben is just steady, and he's quiet. You know, you almost don't know he's there, but he's a big contributor. And Lewis Gatch is the 6th member of the varsity team. And the scoring, during the regular season, you play 6, and they take the top 4 scores. Once you get in the tournament, then you play 5, and they take the top 4 scores.
And a lot of times when you're playing head-to-head matches, that's only 9 holes because you're playing after school. Obviously, just time doesn't permit for 18. How different is it then for the guys to do 9 holes regular season, then you get into the postseason? That's a full 18.
Yeah, you know, at the beginning of the season, because the season actually started before school, so we did get some 18-hole matches in. But you're right, from an endurance standpoint, you know, they're walking 18 holes versus walking 9 holes, and there's a difference. And depending on the course, if you're on a very hilly course, you know, even young legs can get tired.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
My legs wouldn't do it, but, you know, young legs can get tired as well.
Well, Darrell, one final thing too, and I love talking to high school golf coaches because the common perception out there is, hey, I get to be the golf coach. I got all this free golf. You probably played less golf now during the season, isn't that true?
I played less golf this year than I did last year, you know. But, you know, it's a great team, a great group of guys, and it's fun to be around them and to help them out however I can.
Well, Darrell, best of luck tomorrow in that. And then should you advance on or individuals advance on, what's the next step after that?
Then it's the regionals.
The regional, and which course is that on?
I'm not sure yet, yeah.
I haven't set that one up yet. So, well, we can figure that out on MariemontSports.com.
As soon as we know, we'll let you know.
That sounds good. Darrell, we appreciate your time here today. Best of luck to the guys tomorrow and then through the offseason as they get ready for another year next year. But, Darrell, great catching up with you.
Thank you.
That is Darrell Calloway, the head golf coach here at Mariemont High School, and I'm Greg Waddell for MariemontSports.com.